This is AC Starlord, aka Austin. Welcome back to my channel. I haven't been, well, actually, that's not a lie. That's a lie. I've been on here a couple days ago. That was a Sunday, doing some videos. So I finally rewatched the first two episodes of the second season of the live action One Piece, as you see behind me here. Um, I loved it on Netflix, but I gotta say, I'm gonna talk about a theater experience in this. But I'm going to episode three because it's also episode three. Episode three was fantastic. It's a little bit different from what I remember from the anime. Um, but I think when I first saw the anime, it's very, like different because like I watched it when it first aired on what 4Kids or something like that. And when it first came on, it's on a Saturday morning, like a Saturday morning cartoon kind of thing. So it's been a long time since I've even seen the show. I just gotta say that this they put a lot more effort into the second season, and everything was budgeted and high budgeted. Everything was looks just like the anime. They went to like a Cactus Island, and it's a western town. The third episode, and then it seems kind of odd that they let the pirates do whatever they want, but they secretly figured out that they killed them, and like Zoro took out like 100 people. That's amazing. Luffy was being Luffy, eating snacks till he realized that something fishy was going on. Or pies, cakes, donuts, all that she's neat. Um, what else? Nami was trying to find something, and then they picked up another crew member, which is in the fourth episode. And then that's so far what I watched so far. Watching part of the fourth episode. Now, after this, I'm gonna watch um Ready or Not, so I can, you know, see Ready or Not 2 this week. So, and then I'll do some other stuff at the farm house videos, hopefully, if I can. I don't know, but we'll see. Um, the theater experience for the first two episodes, I saw it on the night that it premiered at the theater, and it was so much more fun. It was a lot more fun seeing fans of One Piece. Uh, seeing fans from One Piece all in one room in a big giant theater. Me and my friend went to go see it. It was a big giant theater. The first two episodes were edited together like a movie, and that's what I liked about it. It was edited like a movie. Before then, they were passing out posters, t-shirts. I gave my t-shirt to my friend. They didn't have my size, but that's fine. I just need the poster. I'm fine with the poster. Um, some people had their live action Luffy hats. I was the only one probably. I wasn't the only one. There's like two other guys with the anime hat. I gotta say I look better than theirs, and my hat looked better than theirs because I'm better than theirs. I got mine on Hot Topic. There's people dressed up like other characters from the anime and their hats and stuff like that. I gotta say that One Piece is actually pretty stylish of the hats and stuff in the show and the clothes they wear. Like the second episode, no, the third episode. About the third episode, you finally see Luffy in like a some red pants, baseball jersey, tucked in with the red pants, and then like little gauntlets right here. But go back to theater experience. One guy dressed up like Buggy the Clown, pirate, and he pulled it off. I mean, I don't know if Buggy ever had a fur coat, but that's, wackiness of a clown has a fur coat. So, you know, he wears wacky stuff and he's a clown. Anyways, And then some other people, then he looked at me and like I at least someone else. I mean, he looked at everyone else, but everyone else had like just the regular hat, wearing regular clothes, or wearing shirts that are from One Piece. I was actually wearing a red shirt, some khaki pants, looking like Monkey D. Luffy. And he's like, "Oh, I've finally seen someone that actually looks like the cosplaying as Monkey D. Luffy." Luffy, I had to, of course, I had to cosplay as Monkey D. Luffy. That's the whole point of this, right? You're gonna make a live action TV show, might as well cosplay as Monkey D. Luffy. You have the hat, I have a red shirt. We go, we go, we go. We do it. Um, why not do it that way? And that's the fun thing about having this event. Like I believe these episodes belong on the big screen. The way they shot them, it doesn't matter what TV you have. If you have a small little square TV, or you watch it on a big monitor, computer monitor, or your laptop, like a MacBook or an alien computer, or any or your iPad, or a big TV you have in your room, a big theater room. These things belong. This show belongs on the big screen. Like the way just they film it and the way it's in South Africa, it belongs on the big screen. Now, I've been seeing a lot of stuff with Chopper and all that stuff like that. I didn't get to that episode. I'm gonna try to get to that episode. But the big screen experience was fun. I highly enjoyed it. Um, and there's nothing wrong with seeing it on Netflix, because I know a lot of people saw it on the day, the first. I think all the episodes were launching, but they saw the first two episodes and the rest of the episodes on the day it launched, or a couple days after that. But most people binge watch this whole thing in one sitting. And I like to take my time. I like to marinate it. I like to be marinate in the episodes and take it one episode at a time. I don't do let's watch it. Like I have one person that I know that watched it all in one day when it launched. That's cool, and it's only 8 episodes. You can probably sit around watching all 8 episodes, but like, what's the point when you have other things to do? I mean, of course, when it launched, it was nighttime, but like, same thing with Daredevil. Like Daredevil Born Again, it's going to be out today as I'm recording this video, somewhere tonight. I'll probably watch it tomorrow or whenever I have time to go watch it. And I don't know how many episodes they're premiering with. Like, do they premiere with 2 or 3 episodes? I don't know. And there will be a review on that. But I wish they were doing that on the big screen. I would go see it on the big screen, but like tonight's tonight. So like they should have put it on the big screen. This recently was just talking to my friend about my other friend that's you see the bracelet. I know how the bracelet on. I just got repaired, but you don't see the bracelet on right now. But I do normally have the bracelet on, and she made it for me, and then it broke again. I mean, it broke one time. She fixed it, and my mom just fixed it for me to make it more tighter. But I had to have it. It's a we're connected. Anyways, we were talking about The Chosen. Now, The Chosen was also in theaters, just like this. So, the reason why I'm bringing up The Chosen is because The Chosen was the first thing from like Amazon, I think, and some of that to be in the theaters. This is from straight from Netflix. Well, I think Chosen was on Netflix before it was in theaters. I mean, it was on Netflix before it was with Amazon Prime. Not my bad, not my bad, not theaters. But then when Amazon Prime took it, they put it in theaters, and then she's been going to every season release in theaters since the show's been on. Um, Supposedly there was a resurrection, and it's not going to be during Easter weekend, right? Mario Galaxy will be, but not The Chosen. But my point is, she was making a point that The Chosen is not going to be in theaters during this Easter weekend, not till the summer. And I believe that that's the only kind of show that's been in theaters, just like how this One Piece was in theaters. And seeing it with fans of One Piece, or seeing this with fans of One Piece, or seeing the fans of Chosen being in the big giant room to get being in the auditorium, being in the same auditorium, watching on the big screen, and having that same scene, having shock and awe with Luffy doing this, and having shock and awe that Jesus did this, or Zoro did this, and Peter did that, and it's probably a fun experience, right? Um, the simple fact that I'm making is that shows, when they put shows on the big screen, people are going to go in droves to see it because we only see it on Netflix or Amazon Prime or Disney Plus or whatever it is. We only see it on there. We would drive to the theater and go see it and experience that. But I've never seen Chosen in a lot. I never seen Chosen. I never seen Chosen on the big screen, but I've seen One Piece on the big screen. And I believe One Piece, the way it's made, should be on the big screen. Every single episode should be on the big screen now. Um, people that provide this big screen, the big screen event was AMC. It wasn't Netflix. It was AMC. Same thing with Stranger Things. Now I'm about to also talk about Stranger. I forgot about Stranger Things. Stranger Things season 5, last episode was on the big screen. I still didn't watch the last episode on the small screen, and I might do a video on that and talk about the theater experience as well because why not? It might be a little bit late, but why not? But I'll talk a little bit now, right now, like seeing it on the big screen for Stranger Things, when their thing Steve was almost about to fall from the radio tower, that got people gasping all over the place. And like I did with One Piece and Stranger Things on X later before we went to the theaters at work, I saw uh, General Smoke take down Luffy on X on my phone. Same thing with Steve falling from the radio tower on my phone. And then when I went to the theater and saw that, I wasn't really shocked at all. I was like, "Oh, cool! It's much more cooler on the big screen." But I should have stayed for myself for Steve. But my point is, Chosen, Stranger Things, One Piece, any kind of show that it's on streaming or on television or whatever it is, and you put it on the big screen, people want to see it on the big screen because we know that it will work that way. But also, movies can be on the big screen. Movies are always on the big screen, and the big stars and stuff, and they put that on the big screen, and we see it all the time. Why not put this on the big screen and have the same amount of fun time? But also, you get to see all the fans come and being one giant community and watching something on the big screen and having fun with each other. We can all be different colors, all different colors, all different nations, all different parts of the world that have different walks of life, but we're coming to see what we love and enjoy. One Piece, Stranger Things, Chosen, um, Ninja Turtles, Two Secret of the Ooze, any of that, even though it's a movie, like I said, that hasn't been on the big screen in a while for a long time either. But my point is, we all come in droves to see this, and it was a fun experience. At least One Piece and Stranger Things that I saw. But One Piece was definitely I had more fun with One Piece than Stranger Things. I think people just want to see Stranger Things on the big screen, but One Piece, people were like, "Yeah!" When when people came up and some they were cheering for their favorite characters, and it was a more lively um, audience and more alive kind of thing. But the thing is, um, it was fun, and it's also fun seeing on the small screen, meaning TV. But I had a more joyful, awesome time on the big screen than seeing at home. Because at home, it's like, okay, we get it, but that's what we're used to. Now they do season 3, please, One Piece. do the first two or first do the first two or the first three episodes on the big screen. Like at least do the first three. You can edit all three of those and make it a big giant movie. Or you can do the first three and then four, five, and then seven, eight, nine, or seven, eight, or this. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, and spread those out in theaters at different time periods, and then you can see those episodes edited all in one. Or just give us all the episodes all edited into one big giant movie, and then we can just call it the One Piece, the live action movie. Just throwing it out there, Netflix. Just add all the episodes together in season three, call it the One Piece, the movie, and then call season four to season four, season five, because we know it probably might end on season five, like you did with Netflix. Well, I mean, like you did with Stranger Things, and put that on the big screen, the first episode at least, or the last episode, like you did with Stranger Things. Um, but no, I don't know how long this is gonna last on One Piece live action. Hopefully, it lasts a pretty long time. But they do make it a really digestible for you to enjoy and to devour episodes that are what over 1,000 or a couple of thousands or however whatever there are right now, and the anime and the manga. So, but anyways, if you like this video, put a like. If you like this video, put a like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and deuces.